Welcome to Entecom's Food Safety Podcast, designed to bring you tools and tips that will make food safety management a little easier. I'm Janice Giddy, and I look forward to sharing our podcasts with you. Food safety managers often feel overwhelmed and stressed by the many complicated compliance requirements and sometimes feel quite isolated whilst trying to make sense of it all. With these bi-monthly podcasts, Entecom chats to our food safety friends who've been working in the food industry for many years and are keen to share advice, tips and tools to make food safety management a little easier. So, this afternoon we speak to Tyron Moonsamy, a Senior Divisional QA Manager for Sovereign Foods. We're very excited to have Tyron on our interview, and he has got an incredible amount of experience to share with us. So welcome, Tyron.
Thank you for having me. I'm a Senior Divisional QA Manager, so basically Head of Quality over Sovereign Foods. Sovereign Foods being the third largest poultry producer in South Africa. I oversee 2 sites, but in total 3 manufacturing plants. So I have quality managers that report directly into me.
So having a look at a throughput such as yours, such a high production throughput, I'm sure that you are on the move with your quality controllers, having to pace from raw material inspections right through to finished product inspections, and having to always be on the production floor and keep a lookout for any deviations or non-conformance. So let us just talk about the role that quality control plays within your organization and how you keep quality control working for you.
Yeah, so I always joke with my seniors, with the directors and stuff about quality control. When I got in here, I was appointed as the quality assurance manager, but responsible for food safety and quality assurance. And QC, the term quality control, is actually a very colloquial term, but it actually encompasses in large both food safety and the quality assurance aspects of a food manufacturing environment. So in terms of quality control, the title and the role is quite significant, as it forms the basis from which data is actually analyzed and trended to give overall insights to compliance against the respective requirements and set objectives.
So setting up those requirements and objectives is absolutely key to ensuring that that foundation that you're working from is correct. Do you do it once per year, once a month? How often are these specifications set and reviewed?
Okay, so in terms of requirements and objectives, all sites are accredited against the FSSC 22000, so the requirement is at least annually. So at least annually, we would revise or review it. In terms of it changing, it can change when changes do occur. So in terms of any system that we would implement, we would love it to be constant because it makes maintaining it or implementing very easy. But we all know that is not true, in the sense that systems are ever changing, ever evolving, whether it be sourcing of new raw materials or changes in customer requirements and customer specifications. So when those changes, your set objectives change. But overall, in terms of against the food safety policy and the objectives set out in accordance with FSSC, that we would do on an annual basis, or at least the annual basis.
So the quality controllers are a team of people that are, or do they roam across the entire production plant from receiving right to the dispatch, or do you have dedicated personnel for each area that are doing inspections as those parameters are key on an hourly or a 3-hourly basis? How does it work, Tyron?
So basically, we have a quality controller for each specified area of the process or of the operation. And above those roles, we've got quality supervisors and coordinators who would then roam across all processes of the operation. So these QCs that are stationed in an area would monitor or would record on an hourly basis they would record data or do their so-called tests or tests against the specifications that would be on a checklist.
And then this data is captured and monitored by the more senior person just to see whether there's out of specification results, or do these get reported by the actual QC? How does it work if there's a deviation?
So if there's a deviation, so on the floor in real time, the QC will raise the non-conformances as it's picked up. Mm-hmm. So the QC recording it would raise the non-conformance against the production representative, be it the team leader or supervisor.
Okay. So you're reliant very much on people to actually execute the quality control function. And there must be some challenges when it comes to ensuring that this role is executed on a daily basis with consistency that it requires. What are the challenges that you've experienced?
Yeah, Janice, I mean, at the end of the day, wherever you go, you've got people that you have to work with. And I always tell my staff, the higher up you go in the ladder, it becomes more about your people skills and your people management skills that is actually required on a daily basis. So some of the challenges experienced is the low morale of the staff that's resulting from a monotonous workflow. I mean, you look at QCs in their designated areas, I mean, they're basically doing repetitive work on an hourly basis. Mm. And when they suffer low morale, the people around them automatically become more negligent, if I can call it, or a little bit more ill-disciplined. So it requires everybody pulling in the same direction, as well as trying to motivate the staff, because at the end of the day, QCs themselves cannot inspect quality into a bag. It requires each and every individual on a line, be it every food handler that is responsible for quality.
So how do you get these people motivated?
Okay, so that's always a difficult task. But, you know, it comes with consistent communication. And I think communication is key. I mean, you've probably heard that numerous times.
Yes.
But communication being key in the sense that you create these platforms. For example, we do a daily quality meeting, a quality assurance meeting with all staff. That's all the QCs, as well as your coordinators and the quality manager will address them. It normally follows the morning production meeting. So whatever information is spoken there, it filters back to this meeting. So QCs that are on the floor are aware of decisions that management are making or changes that are being made. And it also provides them with a platform to voice their opinion, to air some of their views, and to discuss some of their concerns and challenges that they face as well.
So you think that by acknowledging their importance and by allowing them a voice, that you're actually keeping them motivated because they understand that they're being appreciated and will keep them motivated to continue doing the work that they do?
No, of course. I mean, we all are human. We all require some conditioning. I believe in positive reinforcement rather than negative reinforcement. So speaking to them, allowing them a channel in which they can speak or let their voice be heard is always good. And you know, speaking to people and knowing that somebody is listening to you always helps.
Yes.
The fact that, you know, they can come and talk about their daily issues, knowing that there's potential other QCs also having the same problem. So it's not just them as an individual, but it's actually something that's systemic that then can be addressed at a higher level, and hopefully it makes their jobs easier, because at the end of the day, what we want to do is we want to drive efficiency as much as we want to drive food safety and quality assurance. Because if you can drive efficiency, I'm sure you can improve productivity. And improving productivity, it always has a positive spin that, you know, people that are happy in their jobs do their job well.
Yes, absolutely. And you've learned a lot, Tyron, over the years working as quality assurance manager. what advice would you give to other food safety managers to help them make their quality control systems work more effectively?
Yeah, I think a lot of businesses are moving into this technological advancement era that we're in, or that we find ourselves in, and you look at automation and reduction in staff and people, but it's also important to remember that human intervention is still required, irrespective of the great advancements in technology. So therefore, as custodians, enforcers, and the conscience of any business, we as the food safety and quality assurance managers ultimately still remain the drivers of the system. So my advice would be for you to drive with a purpose, a passion, and persistence to achieve your objectives and to set new bars and new standards.
I really like the fact that you've mentioned that purpose, passion, and persistence, because that is what it takes in any organization to be successful, and especially when you need to have quality control working effectively in your facility, especially a facility such as yours. So, Tyron, keep up the great work, and well done to you and your team. And we really look forward to having more chats with you on our podcast. And we really thank you for participating. We wish you all of the best for 2020.
Thank you, Janice. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to our podcast and hope that the content was valuable to you. Keep a watch out for our next bi-monthly food safety podcast sharing tips and advice from food industry experts.